Hello Internet, I'm Jackie Fox, and today we're going to be taking a look at a whole lot of Arena. And when I say a whole lot of Arena, this is going to be my Bradley mainly evasion team. Bradley himself isn't really going to be evading. He's mainly going to be countering and doing a lot of CT shenanigans. And at least after, I want to say, the first 10 fights of this video, I'm going to switch from having him be an agility debuffer to being a hyper accurate unit. Right now, probably my higher base accuracy unit at the moment would be Zazan, but Bradley has all of these higher accuracy moves, especially the calculated Rin that he loves to use all the time to crowd kill. So I figured stacking as much accuracy as possible on him is best. And unlike Sephiroth, who I talked about having a little bit of a drawback to wearing the Alexandrite ring, there's absolutely no drawback because Bradley doesn't have any guaranteed hit moves, which would be scary if he weren't deadly accurate. It's pretty unlikely that he runs into a unit that can actually genuinely evade his high accuracy moves. Other thing that's really impressive about this team is it's one of the fastest teams for getting wins in Arena that I have ever seen. And it's really quite consistent at doing it as well, which is pretty staggering. In fact, with title cards and a little bit of the intros that I didn't manage to edit out because I was doing a lot of this on the fly, this still ends up being 30 arena matches with end cards, with intros like this, couple extra seconds in between. And even with that, the average length of matches in this video is about 1 minute and 1 second. That's right. The actual combat of each fight, it's over and under a minute. And let me say, I think I won probably about 25 out of 30. So we're looking at like an 84%, 83% success rate. And the way that I win some of these fights is ridiculous. For instance, just watch this Mont come in and eat both of the counters. Not even getting an opportunity to do damage. I think he was about to LB, and no thanks. One of the biggest threats to this team is going to be Sorrow. Much like Bradley, he does have high accuracy moves, so he can hit my evasion units. But probably more importantly, he is one of the best no gimmicks evasion units in the game right now. So he can be a real problem, and man, if only that had done just a little bit more damage, because Kitone is definitely not the accuracy unit on my team. Even with re-raise, this is just a fight she can't win, because this Sorrow is pretty base accurate himself, and this is one of the ways that this team can fail. But hey, we're here to see victories, and you're not going to see a whole lot more failure out of this one, but there are some more wrinkles that we're going to have to work out. And one of the big things that changed this team and made it greatly more consistent was switching that Alexandrite ring over to Bradley. And maybe it also helps to give Zazan a bit more defense penetration to make his damage a bit more consistent, in that he's not the same tier of ungodly powerful tank buster that Bradley is. But in terms of the agility down, I think they're both pretty likely to get critical hits. It's just that Zazan's AoEs happen to be a bit smaller. Now, one thing I want you to notice here is that Mont got his turn, which triggered Bradley's turn, and then all three of them got a turn before Mont got a turn because of Bradley's CT up. It did take all of them to take him down, but they did it like it wasn't a problem. This is also a really stellar map for Kitone. Only thing it does is raise his max HP for Earth units, but that is really killer for her Drain Force. Now, she's not necessarily in a scenario where she's going to be using Drain Force a lot early on, but a little bit later in this video, we're going to be seeing more and more Drain Force out of her. Probably a really bad sign for me here that I just lost, that I just missed a couple hits of my high accuracy move, and that their Strider moves are hitting me. Also, dang, they're really getting me with the counters, even though I do have reduced counter chance on Bradley. That is one of his reincarnation abilities. Also, we're gonna see Mustang in a lot of these fights, but this is actually one of the only fights that he gets in there and does damage, and it devastated my team, not gonna lie. But that was kind of my peak for that day. Let's come at it next day. I think dropped a little bit in rank, but not terribly far. I think I did 5 matches in the morning and then came back for the rest of them a little later in the day. Still using preemptivity. I think I'm going to move away from this and start testing the Ultimate Eye, just because I really like the counter chance, but I'm trying to run without it so that he can be sure to get his courage off. But another thing, I think getting him that reflex is going to help him perform alongside, maybe alongside, some of my other evasion units. It would also help shore me up against magical teams, as, well, I mean, preventative counter does trigger against magic, but it is very short range, so that's not helping me out when I get up against a mage. Doesn't happen a lot early on, but there were some really strong lightning teams that rose to the top in this format, and surprisingly enough, they can beat Earth. I know, I didn't see that coming either, but if they have enough sustain, then they can run through a team like this. It's not to say that every Earth team can beat them, or that maybe the Ultimate Eye as a passive for this boy would be something that would put them over the top a little bit in that scenario, but, and also we're gonna see that type of lightning team a couple times in this video, and to my knowledge I'm only really gonna lose one of those fights. Also, probably a bad sign that their Bradley just used one of their increased accuracy moves on my Kitone and missed. That one hit on both counts though, but thankfully her courage procced. Not that time though, and he did manage to chain on her, which is no easy feat. Now, it looks like I'm about to lose this one unless I get a lucky... Oh, we even managed to chain on the boy, but then that CT up ultimately martyred us. Not that I think we were going to get the next turn anyways. Alright, moving on. Kitone getting in there first. She is so fast on this team, and since she really doesn't have buddy buffs, it's easy to stick these two together and let them buff each other up, while Kitone comes in as a distraction from the side. And boy, she really gets behind enemy lines quickly. So it looks like I am moving for the higher accuracy Bradley here, though interestingly enough using his high accuracy move against the less evasive units. So Zazan can take Zazan, but I think Kitone is going to have a bit more trouble perhaps. Nope, if she can hit him too, that's not bad at all. Agility down, but haste up. That seems like a bit of a wash. But they took my Zazan, so this is going to be a bit difficult. But again, Kitone can still hit him, so there we go. Crack 200. Let's keep going. Try another versus Earth matchup, and really I just had to fight this guy because of the name. I've actually fought this person a couple of times in arena before. I see them whenever I get up to the top, so they must be a regular top slot in the arena. Here's to you, fatherfucker. I'm sorry, I can't really figure out how to say your name upside down. You know, I've been playing this team a lot, and it seems in performance a lot of ways to be quite a bit like the fire evasion team that we're seeing right now. And remember how in my Bradley review I said he wasn't immune to being stopped? Well, didn't expect that to be relevant in a video, but here we are. Unfortunately, I don't think Kitone's getting this win, because that is a pretty accurate Queen Macherie, but we're still above 200. A couple notes on the build. I am actually thinking about, I think a little after this I'm going to change that TMR, since he really isn't using it, for bells. Not that he particularly needs it. Also, okay, this must be a little bit later in the day. I started running into some real scrub teams in Arena, so I'm just gonna let the next couple matches play out. Not super surprising, so enjoy the jams, and I'll be back in a moment. Looks like I accidentally included another video that I recorded for a different video in here that was about 6 minutes long. So as it turns out, the average is right at a minute per fight. 25 fights in 25 minutes. Woo boys, let's go! Fastest team in the West. There's Kitone with that Drain Force, big heal, and follow up for the win. There were a couple of matches, especially more evasive matches, that did go over a minute, but a couple of these gimmies here are gonna ultimately fix the overall time to where the average is minute. I think these fights usually lasted somewhere around 42 seconds, and that would have been kind of devastating if it landed, but it didn't. Because Kitone, her heart is loyal to King Mont, unfortunately. Poor girl. Getting cucked by Queen Macherie. I know, it's sad. Glad the music got kind of reflective and sad for that. Honestly, her and Edward Elric would probably vibe really well. And Little Leela. Just all of them could throw themselves a little pity party for being so damn short. Trying to work my way back up to 200. Here's a fire team I don't see so often. I would imagine, especially with the placement of that Mustang, that they are going for more of a fire accuracy. I would bet that there's a lot of accuracy on this Setia as well. And knowing that she has bells equipped to her really kind of solidifies that opinion, because that is a pretty good accuracy TMR. There's a lot of reasons you would run bells on a unit, especially a unit like Setia, but accuracy is definitely among them. That being said, she missed Kitone, so maybe not quite enough, but Kitone is stupidly evasive. And that is even with me. I think I'm building her more for HP here, so not even the more evasive Kitone. Alright, so I remember losing one of these fights, but I don't think it's one of the early ones. These teams, when built right, really, you just have to get Alphonse to last just long enough that he can get healed. And also hope that the other thing that seems to be really important, especially against this team, but might not be as important against other Earth units or other Earth teams, and this is a little bit of a global exclusive special. That's why I'm so excited to do a longer video like this, just showing you a bunch of fights with this team, because I am, for once, assured in the knowledge that a JP player probably hasn't beat me to it. Unless they play JP and Global. And we're really on the ball with pulling and building their Bradley. But it's actually really surprising how much an accurate Skahal can melt Earth teams. The lightning resistance down especially helps that, but you really have to build for a lot of accuracy, is my experience. But it's scary. I mean, he's an 80 cost unit, and not only is he a good Sephiroth counter, but shit, he's beating the crap out of Earth with the right build, so that's pretty impressive. Ooh, you couldn't take out the Bradley. You don't have your high accuracy unit in range, and he's down. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, he got the counter cure, too, so I think Bradley's going to go down here. Not that you really need a lot of accuracy to do that. Shit, didn't even need... didn't even need Roy. Ooh, courage remove, but that's not how Kitone's courage works. Sorry about that, Roy. And now not enough accuracy to follow through, so looks like we're just going to take this mod. Alright, getting ready to crack the 200 threshold. Let's see if in these next fights we can make it to 100. I think we're going to get close. So we are running the more evasive build of Kitone. Maybe more HP would be cool, really play up the map effect. I think I might switch to that for tomorrow. Let me know in the comments if you want to see another video like this, if you want to see me go all the way for the top. I know I'm going to try for a really high placement, and you might get highlights after this if you say nothing, or some really, really high level play, really exciting matches and highlights. Or do you want me to do another video like this? Would you like to see a lot of testing? Are you curious about Zazan? I've got some other 140 Earth units. I mean, Prince Mont was actually surprisingly effective on this map. I did lose an Earth mirror match to a Prince Mont. I didn't think that was going to happen. But he's durable and aggravating. I also have Oberon. Noctis too. Theoretically, Noctis, especially with a 140, feels like he could be a really strong unit with Bradley because of Skyhammer. So his ability to throw CT down on an AoE, on a guaranteed hit AoE at that, you know, really synergizes well with a lot of the things that Bradley are doing. He could probably definitely fit on the team now, especially on maybe if we get another Courage Nullify map where Kitone just isn't doing as good. I think Kitone is probably the most replaceable unit on this team for sure, even with some good reincarnation. And now that I have Bradley, I'm really kind of encouraged not to reincarnate her more and focus on him instead. But I think that Noctis might be a good replacement there because of Skyhammer and also because of the warps. So he's also going to be able to aggressively get in people's faces, a lot like Bradley tends to with Quick Lunge. But also like Zazan or even Kitone tend to just with their incredible movement. So he's another unit I would be excited to test. So if there's any like variations or stuff you want to see from this team, oh yeah, I've got Moraga at 122, so that could be another way to go, but I don't know. Especially with these units, he just doesn't get up to the front fast enough, so you know, having your tank be way stuck in the back just doesn't seem to be a good strategy. Nice. One of the first times I've seen him actually use Drain Zone. But CT up almost got him a chance to retaliate, but almost, not quite. There we're seeing Skyhammer from Noctis, but not quite enough. I don't think that you have to be using 140 units right now. You could definitely get away with a 120 unit on your team, even in this area of the meta. But it's got to be well chosen, and I think that, you know, if you had a Master Ability 2 in a reasonable period of time, I think that Noctis might be a good choice on the team. And if I wasn't running such a rush team, I think Moraga could work too, both of them only being 120s. Unfortunately, I don't have Queen Macherie. I think she's going to be an amazing unit for this, and I'm saving a bunch of shard tickets, select shard tickets and stuff for her. I've also built up a lot of shards for her, just... I know I'm going to want her when I get her. You know what I mean? I know she's going to be really good for the future of this team. But I want to try to ride out Zazan. He's an unknown factor in the meta, and one of the ways that the global meta is going to deviate. So I know he gets a really strong partner. He's also quite accurate and more evasive. Also has CT shenanigans. He just seems like he could chart a new course forward for global alongside Bradley. So I'm really excited for Zazan, and that's, you know, now I've got a priority list for who I'm spending my UR scrolls on, and it's Bradley up top, followed by Zazan, and then maybe Kitone? I don't know. I do know that Drain Force gets better with investment, but how much better and how much do I want to invest? Those are the real significant questions for her. But that being said, as an early awakening, she's doing pretty good. Again, requires a bit of an investment, and maybe I shouldn't have made it. Maybe I could make more of an investment into Zazan and Bradley now if I hadn't. But hey, for a unit that is so old, she's doing excellent on this team. Like, even if she is objectively like 4'8" and a ball of unrequited love and fury, she works. Also, want to point out, if you're afraid of the Yuffie meta, units like Bradley are a great way to cancel out that fear. But also, this is looking kind of dangerous. At least Zazan can hit. I don't think Kitone is really going to be able to. Hopefully she functions as a distraction. Bradley is down. He was my most guaranteed way of getting damage in. But yes! Lucky Zazan pulled through. Now we're at 113. We are getting close to that 100. And I know I'm going to win this one. 103. We're so close. We can taste it. And if you remember the foreshadowing, well, I'm going to shut up and let it play out and just say, see you in the next one. I really feel like if she could land stop, I might be able to turn this around, but it's just not in the cards. Stop on Skahal, come on. No. Oh well.